Welcome to the Equipped Disciple channel. My name is Rick McClatchy. I will be your host. We are here to be and to make disciples of Jesus, and we do that through daily Devos, through Sunday sermons, and through other discipleship resources. We are here to equip you. And welcome into another day of your daily Devo. I'm Pastor Rick, and here we are jumping right on into our next section of John chapter 6. We are in verses 22 through 29. Do the work, baby. Do the work. What is the work? Well, hopefully by the end of today's Devo, you will understand what the work is, and then we can do the work. So verse 22, it says, "The next day the crowd that had stayed on the other side of the sea saw there had been only one boat, and they also saw that Jesus had not boarded the boat with his disciples. The plot thickens, but that his disciples had gone off alone." We already talked about what a terrible idea that is. Don't go it alone. Wait for Jesus. That was kind of the big message from yesterday. Some boats from Tiberias came near the place where they had eaten the bread after the Lord had given thanks. And when the crowd saw that neither Jesus nor his disciples were there, they got into the boats and went to Capernaum looking for Jesus. And I think generally, as a rule, it's good to be a people that are seeking for Jesus. When they found him on the other side of the sea, they said to him, "Rabbi, when did you get here?" And Jesus answered, "Truly, I tell you, you're looking for me not because you saw the signs, but because you ate the loaves and were filled. Don't work for the food that perishes, but for the food that lasts for eternal life, which the Son of Man will give you, because God the Father has set his seal of approval on him." So the Son of Man, is Jesus, will give you this eternal life because God the Father has set his seal upon him, seal of approval upon him. "What can we do to perform the works of God?" they asked. And Jesus replied, "This is the work of God, that you believe in the one he has sent." So just tackling a few verses today to keep it simple and to really focus in on just a couple of questions I want to ask you, a couple suggestions. The first question is, why do you seek him? And we've actually talked about this in another section. Why do you seek Jesus? Do you seek him because he makes your life better? Do you seek him because he filled your belly that one time? Why do you seek Jesus? Because we want to seek him because he's God. We want to seek him because he is worthy. Because those things don't change. We definitely don't want to seek him based on our circumstances and the things going on around us, because those things are too unpredictable, like inconsistent. So why do you seek him? Why do you seek him? Make sure that we're seeking him not just because, we got a need met or whatever, but because we have a revelation of who he is. What do you desire? Coming off that comment where Jesus said, you're here, you're looking for me because your bellies were filled, because you got to eat some food that made you full. So it met a need here on earth, an earthly need, a temporal need. But I'm telling you, don't just desire the things that are going to fill your belly. Like, desire the things that are going to be eternal salvation. Desire the things that are above and not the things on the earth. Set your sights on things above, not just on things on the earth. So just asking yourself, what do I desire? What are the things that drive my behavior? And if you find those desires a little bit out of line, those appetites out of line, then you begin to feed yourself different things so that you begin to hunger after the right things. That's kind of how it works, right? We can't just pray and ask God. I mean, you can pray and ask God for anything you want, but like generally speaking, it doesn't really work that well to just pray and ask God to help you hunger for righteousness. Now you need to feed yourself things that lead you towards righteousness, because the more you feed yourself those things, the more you will hunger those things, because you will actually create an appetite in yourself. You have an appetite for the things that you consume, the things that you have a taste for. And that's why the Bible tells us to taste and see that the Lord is good, so that we build a habit, we build an appetite for the things of the Lord. And then that desire can then kind of drive us towards the Lord, towards relationship with him, rather than it just constantly being a struggle. So what do you desire? Are you desiring or hungering after things that are earthly or things that are eternal? And then what is the work? And I love it. So, Jesus wraps it up. What can we do to perform the works of God? And I think that this is so critical for us, because those of us that know Jesus, we're walking in relationship with Jesus already. We want to do the work of God. We want to be about the will of the Father. Well, this is the work of God, that you believe in the one he has sent, that you believe in him. And you know what? Believing in him equals obeying him, right? Because we don't want to have a gap between what we believe and how we behave. So we want our behavior, we want our actions to line up with the things that we say we believe in, because that's really the proof that we actually believe those things. As we believe in Jesus and as we obey Jesus, then obviously we get the benefit, the blessing of obedience, because obedience has like just a natural law kind of blessing that comes with it. So we want to do the work, but the work isn't really work. The work is just simply believing in Jesus, agreeing with him, following him, obeying him. That's the work. That's what brings us into eternity, is really just believing in Jesus. But that belief in Jesus, again, that belief in Jesus needs to be expressed through our actions. It's not actions that earn us anything. It's actions that prove that the belief is actually there. If you actually believe that Jesus is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the high and mighty God of the universe, then you'll do what he says, because, well, that only makes sense, right? You want to obey the King. We want to obey the King. We want to be part of his kingdom. We obey the King. So, why do you seek him? What do you desire? And then let's do the work. That's kind of the whole wrap up for today. Hopefully you can just jot those down, think about those today, process those a little bit today, and just see what God's going to stir in your heart today around those ideas. What are you desiring? Are you obeying him? Are you following him? Are you doing that work? Why do you desire him? And what are you seeking? What do you hunger for? So with that, just a big hearty God bless you. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.